The backstories of Supergirl and Psycho Pirate are revealed through flashbacks. When Krypton was destroyed, Kara Zor-El's escape pod crashed into Monitor's satellite. Although initially reluctant, the Monitor saved her and took her in, providing food and education. When it became evident that Kara had lost her memory, he chose not to tell her about Krypton's destruction. Eventually, Kara discovered her escape pod in the satellite's hangar and learned the truth about her planet's fate. Furious at the Monitor for not preventing Krypton's destruction and keeping the truth from her, she forced him to reveal that her cousin Kal-El is alive on Earth, prompting her to go find him. The Monitor continued to observe her, including her training with the Legion of Superheroes. When Kara, now known as Supergirl, returned to Earth in search of Superman and Batman, the Monitor approached her for helping in stopping the antimatter wave from destroying reality. He then gifted her some of his power, transforming her into Harbinger and sending her to gather the heroes. Years earlier on Earth 2, Psycho Pirate interrogated the Codebreaker, his world's Dr. Fate. To compel Fate to talk, he shared his own background, believing Psycho Pirate had a role to play in the crisis. Dr. Fate gave him the ability to travel between universes. After his plan to use the Atlanteans to attack the United States under the alias Advisor failed, he used his new ability to leave Earth 2 and evade capture by Earth 1's Flash. He then traveled the multiverse, attempting and failing to conquer various Earths, before being recruited by Harbinger and brought to the satellite along with the other heroes. Time has passed since the antimatter wave first hit Earth 1, and what was initially thought to be a single wave turns out to be a series of antimatter waves. Many heroes are stationed across the multiverse to operate, maintain, and protect the vibrational towers, while the Monitor's council searches for a long-term solution. To keep the populations of the Earths calm, they use the satellite's technology to broadcast Psycho Pirate's empathic control across the planets. Struggling with the mental burden of the task, Psycho Pirate convinces the Monitor to give him some of his power to make it easier. Soon after, Psycho Pirate is abducted by an entity known as the Anti-Monitor, the source of the antimatter waves, who offers him a smaller world to control in exchange for his service. Following a weaker antimatter wave, shadow demons emerge and attack all the towers simultaneously. Superman leads his Justice League to defend Earth 1. Batman defends Earth 2 with the aid of a multiversal Bat family, and Wonder Woman fights on Earth 43, an Earth dominated by Amazons. Although they discover that the shadow demons are vulnerable to strong light, their efforts to fight them are sabotaged by Psycho Pirate, who uses his enhanced abilities to amplify the heroes' hatreds and rivalry, causing them to turn on each other before he teleports to another Earth. Because of the interference from the Shadow Demons and Psycho Pirate, not all the towers are activated when the next antimatter wave hits, resulting in the destruction of many Earths, including Earth 43. Amid the chaos, an enraged Supergirl, whose anger towards the Monitor is intensified by Psycho Pirate's powers, kills the Monitor. While defending Earth 1, Jon Stewart encounters the Homeless Man and engages him in battle. During their fight, the Homeless Man remembers that he is actually the sorcerer John Constantine. As more shadow demons appear, Stewart overloads his Green Lantern battery, using it as a light bomb to destroy the shadow demons attacking Earth 1's tower. In response, the shadow demons merge into a single massive figure, which proves resistant to the heroes' light attacks. The heroes watch helplessly as the Anti-Monitor prepares to destroy Earth 1. Crisis on Infinite Earths would be an ideal storyline for a 3-part animated adaptation due to its epic scale and numerous characters from different worlds. A trilogy format helps avoid the usual problems of compression and pacing in DC's direct-to-video movies. However, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 fails to create a sense of importance or emotional weight in its events. The adaptation also lacks historical depth and feels disconnected due to the weak foundation led by the previous Tomorrowverse films. The absence of a well-established lore and a well-developed cast of heroes diminishes the impact of the Crisis storyline. The film portrays a group of heroes in a desperate battle to prevent the end of existence, but fails to create a real sense of urgency or stakes. Much of Part 2 is bogged down with repetitive scenes of heroes defending towers against waves of enemies, which quickly becomes monotonous and dull. The lack of excitement is compounded by stiff animation and uninspired choreography, leaving the action scenes feeling lifeless. While the Tomorrowverse's visual style, with its bold lines and vivid colors, is appealing, Crisis Part 2 suffers from a lack of fluidity and energy in its animation. Overall, it ends up feeling like a bland bridge between the beginning and end of the story. Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 is a disappointing sequel to an already imperfect first act. Even though it centers on heroes fighting to prevent the end of existence, the film fails to create significant stakes or a strong sense of drama. The absence of a central protagonist further weakens the narrative. While it may adhere more closely to the original comic than the Arrowverse crossover, this version lacks the impact and entertainment value of the live-action adaptation. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.